there, and I walked up the bridge, and there was this black woman coming down, and she wanted to go on, and I told her, and she said, you know, my brother died in Vietnam in 1968, and he was 8 years older than I, and she said, I've been empty ever since. And she said, now I'm having post-traumatic stress right now. Flashbacks from all that.
Oh man,
it's just like the old days.
You know what? I was born in '60, and I thought, man, I missed out on all this. We sure learned a lesson, and man, we'll never see those. You know what? We are just right back in the same mess.
And the creeps that lived during that time that got all the deferments are the ones running this thing.
It's just changed the words. It's the same people. It's the same guys. Yep. Well, thanks for coming out here and doing this.
Thanks for your work.
I might walk down a little closer there. We'll get your sign. Back one out here. It's way too zoomed in. There we go. Let's go. Oh, that's okay. It's the Bush administration that should be apologizing.
Jared Brownlow.
What was that, sir?
My son, Jared Brownlow, 40 miles south of Baghdad, dodging border shells right now. They lost 2 boys on just Thursday from the unit last week. 34 boys killed so far since December.
Oh man.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They don't want to be there. They know it's all a lie.
Yep. Well, thank you for being out here. That's why I'm out here too, to try to stop this damn mess right now.
What are we going to do?
We're doing what we can right now.
That's right. That's right.
Just keep ratcheting it up. I'm going to put this out on the internet. Okay. Thank you.
How are you guys doing today?
Oh, we're just out documenting what you're doing.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Gonna be on the net or what?
Yeah, well, you will be a little later. I'm going to put this on Indie Media.
Indie Media?
And I write as Joe Anybody out there on Indie Media and have my own website.
Excellent.
So I noticed that the police came over here and said something to you. What'd they say?
They were saying that the sheriff, the deputy there, said that apparently ODOT would be by to have a chat with us. He said, I don't see any problem here.
Okay, yeah,
You guys are fine. ODOT is not connected with the sheriff, and they didn't have any part of it.
I did get a letter from an ODOT guy. I don't know, did you see that letter I posted on Indie Media?
No.
He had mentioned that he wanted to have a peaceful demonstration, and that he didn't really want, just to see that there was nobody jeopardizing the traffic or that type of.
Yeah.
But the way he phrased it, it felt like maybe it was allowable as long as we weren't dropping stuff off the freeway or causing wrecks or anything, you know.
Public place, we have a right to congregate, to gather.
You put a sign up, yep, or hold a sign, or speak your free speech. You bet.
Free speech, isn't it?
That's what I thought too. So it looked like it was okay. It was just.
Isn't this a free speech zone? Where we're allowed to have free speech?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, we have to fight for our rights.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
If you don't exercise them, you don't have them.
Now I went up to the Watata thing, and the whole overpass was just full of people protesting from one side to the other, and so it's allowable.
Against the war.
Against the war, and for Watata for his resisting the war, the military man who stood up and said, "I'm not going to fight this illegal war." And the whole freeway was just full of people with signs and stuff. So I think
that's what we got to do.
Yeah.
It's been 40 years since I protested a war. But
you didn't think you'd have to do it again, did you?
I was hoping I would.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for coming out here.
Yeah,
okay, buddy.
Oh, sure.
Okay, and say your name again.
Hi, I'm Chuck Cooper. I'm a United Methodist pastor. I pastor a new congregation in the Sunnyside area called Micah's Village. And on Sunday mornings at 9:30 at 132nd Sunnyside, we stand out with signs and protest the war.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I've done several websites. Some have video and audio and other media. There's ChristianLibertyParty.com, ConstitutionPartyOregon.net, there's ChristianExodus.org, and there's ProLibertate.us. And so it's pretty popular. A lot of people now, they're too lazy to read, so they just see a little video, point, click, listen to download, and that's good.
Okay, well thanks. I'm going to check it out, and I'm going to include this in my video. And so we're trying. And you're not going to can. Okay, buddy. Thanks a lot. I got to keep cruising. I'm going to go take a picture of your sign. Yeah, it's just getting this word out. Peace on earth. Stop the war. I don't know. There's some 911 truth that needs to be exposed to.
Yeah, and that's kind of what got me into it because. You know, early on, I just kind of went along with the whole thing.
Sure.
I bought it, you know, I was like, oh yeah, it must have been Osama, whatever,
yeah,
you know?
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, well, they're going to war, they must know what they're doing. You know, the WMDs, they must have information we don't know.
Right.
Then when I found out the whole thing was a lie, and, you know, had nothing to do with Saddam, had nothing to do with Osama, I'm like, wait a minute, I've been totally lied to.
Yeah.
And so I felt totally betrayed because...
You bet, yeah.
You know,
I was extremely scared and threatened to put a flag on my car when that happened. Yeah. And then slowly as I started researching what happened, a lot of questions, a lot of unanswered questions, and a lot of suspicious stuff that was never addressed and doesn't make sense. And
well, yeah, I watched several of those videos online about 9/11.
Yeah.
And that really opened my eyes. I mean, at first I was like, oh, first time I heard it, I was like, oh, this has got to be nuts, you know, explosives in buildings. I'm like, come on, you know, we all saw the planes, you know.
Sure.
Then I looked more into it and I read more, and I'm like, man, this is, now I'm at the point where I tell people it's physically impossible for the buildings to collapse the way they did without the use of high explosives.
Yep.
And that it was impossible that it could have been done without direct administration